Alright, so let's get started. So first off, when you log into Tarkov, you'll have this screen. Escape from Tarkov game terms. Get ready. So welcome to Escape from Tarkov. In this game, you will have to fight for your life and survive the perils of Tarkov, a Russian city in the Norvinsk region on the brink of chaos and collapse. Your character is an operator of private military company, PMC, caught in a maelstrom of events right after the contract wars. The area is sealed off and your operational command is not responding. Former mission objectives have lost their purpose. Everybody has personal goals now: adapt and survive, escape the blockade, or try to save others. Be prepared to die and lose everything you had with you in every raid you enter. Keep in mind, every drop in your internet connection or network hardware malfunction can lead to disconnection from the game, with the consecutive death of your character and loss of all the gear you had with you or found within your raid. Yes, you will die, and most probably very often, but remember, this is still a game. Best of luck out there. This line right here, no kidding, you will die in this game. It's no need to feel bad when you do, unless you think you really screwed something up. But even the best players, even the best plays, you could still die. This game is that way. It's very, very harsh. So we're gonna choose English. This is not the name we're gonna be using. We are going to go with let's go with let's go with King Tut. Kind of like tutorial. Oh, it's already in use. We can always just go with my D&D names. There we go. Alright, so when you get on the screen, you have two options. You can be a bear or a USEC. The only difference between these guys, really, is that one speaks Russian. The bears speak Russian. They are the Russian private military company. And USECs are English-speaking. They are the American private military companies. So I usually like to, when I do need to use voice comms in the game, because there are voice comms, no one truly understands the Russians, but Russians. So we're gonna go with the USECs, the American private military company. Yeah, so you're an operator for USEC, an offshore established PMC is employed by Terror Group Labs as a security subcontractor. The primary objective for USEC was to destroy any evidence of any potentially illegitimate activity by its employer and protect its property from being captured by Bear, the PMC hired by the Russian government to investigate the Terror Group's operations. So, we're pretty shady. Our primary objective was to destroy any evidence of any potentially illegitimate activity. Let's just see what the bears say. So, if you went bear, you are an operator of Battle and Counter Assault Regiment, a Russian PMC comprised of ex-Special Forces officers from all over the post-Soviet states. The bears fought in the contract wars as a Russian government proxy to uncover the illegal activities of Terror Group Labs and to bring an end to the continued armed conflict with its security subcontractor, the Western-founded PMC USEC. So, actually in this, good guys looking after their country against illegitimate activities. People trying to hide those activities. So not necessarily committing them, but definitely trying to hide them. If you hear squeaking noises in the background, it is because I have one of my boys on me right now in the sling. He's asleep. He is making some noises, though, every once in a while. Alright, so now after that screen, we are on the home page. Just to let you guys know, you can switch the home page. In the settings game menu, you can see what your language is. You can see the voice that you're using, which doesn't really affect gameplay. It just changes how your USEC says certain things or how your bear says certain things. The main menu background, I have it set to random, so it can be either factory or woods. The woods one's pretty cool, so I'll do that. I like to leave my interface elements on because I like to see what's going on with me at all times. Like, this game doesn't have a HUD. So, you know, there's no ammo counter, there's no health counter. Well, kind of. But you'll see what I mean with this. Now, auto RAM cleaner, I don't think this works very well. Every time I run it, it lags my game out. It's rough. It's supposed to help. I don't know how it actually does. Use only the physical cores. I run this game a specific way through my the NVIDIA control panel. I run this game through the NVIDIA control panel a certain way. I can definitely go over that later. It may help some people. Sometimes it doesn't. It just really depends on your computer. I have a pretty high-end, have an 8700K CPU with a 2080 Super for a graphics card. But we could talk about that more a little bit later. FOV. This used to matter a lot. In fact, a lot of people, if you're starting, you'll look up videos on like why aren't shots landing. FOV will probably pop up. It's an older issue. I haven't noticed it much lately. It does get weird every once in a while with random guns and random scopes, but it's, for the most part, set it where you want it. I personally like around 65. I may end up moving that. But we'll see. Head bobbing, I turn all the way down. I think it's unnecessary. You know, unless they had a static lock on the head bobbing, I would have it higher, but it kind of just screws you more than it helps you if it's higher. So I just turn it all the way down as much as I can. You can see all of this stuff is not available in beta. NVIDIA highlights used to be enabled. I think they disabled it. They were having an issue. It was causing lag. Yeah, so you can also see that you can change your name if you don't care for your name. I think you can only do this every once in a while, so don't do it very often. Graphics, for the most part, I think that everyone should play this game on low settings. Every time I've tried it higher or lower, it never really works properly. Sure, it'll look pretty, but your frames will tank way harder than anything I've ever seen in my life. This game is very hard to run for some computers. It's definitely not a game that you can run on most laptops. So you pretty much have to have a desktop. You can try. I know people who run this game on laptops, and they say it's fine. I'm a snob and cannot stand when my frames per second goes below 100, so it irritates me. But this is generally what the settings you want are. You can play. Some people have different options for this. Overall visibility, shadow visibility. I change it sometimes. It's really not that big of a deal. Object lock quality, I turn it all the way down. Even with texture quality low, you'll see this game is actually very pretty. It looks very nice while you're playing. Anti-aliasing, you could turn it off. I have it set to TAA. I think I actually normally turn this off, so we'll see. I may change some settings when we start off here. Resampling, 1x. So this is actually 1x or off, meaning it's just the base anti-aliasing that's going on. It's nothing. You're not downsampling or super sampling. You're not technically playing like 2K or whatever, whatever the heck that's about. All this stuff off. Sharpness 7, lobby limit, game limit, full screen, VSync. Again, a lot of these settings are set because I run it through the NVIDIA control panel, so it's definitely something I can talk about later. Post effects. This is something that's new. I don't use it very often. If I do, it'll probably be this adaptive sharpen. It'll probably be this brightness, but we'll mess with that later. We'll see exactly what's going on with that. Well, I know a lot of people just turn it off, and that's how I used to play too. So we'll leave it off for now, and we'll see what kind of a difference it makes. Sound. Interface volume, I always turn this down. If this is like in your inventory and stuff, just no need for your inventory to be super loud, especially when you're in raid. You're listening for footsteps, you're listening for gunshots, just stuff like that. Chat volume, I don't know what that's about. Honestly, I have no clue. Music volume, I have mine turned all the way off. This game does have pretty nice music, though. It's not terrible. I just usually I'm listening to something else while I'm playing. So we can turn it on to 10 just to see. Hideout volume, I have this set to 30. Music on raid end, it's up to you. Turn it on or off. Binaural sound, I recommend keeping this on. You just hear certain things that other people sometimes don't. Other people would argue the opposite, that you hear less than what you should be, it's completely up to you. Controls. Excuse me. So, my controls are a little bit different than everybody else's. You can see this smooth lean right, smooth lean left. Normally this would be set to like Alt, E and Q, or Alt, I think it's even Alt, A, and D. D for right, A for left. I personally don't care for that, just because I like my Alt button to be my walk, so that's what it is set to. My smooth lean right is set to caps E, which caps is like my modifier key, that's what I'll call it, because that's how I use it. Smooth lean left, caps lock Q. Let's see. This is another one. I have my bracket set for my switch scopes and change scope magnification. I could show you why in a minute when we get into a raid, or when we start using scopes. I have these bound to my mouse so that I can click buttons on my mouse, and it's easier than clicking. Usually this is 2 buttons. I think it's usually like Control right click or Alt right click. And I just didn't like that. It felt clunky. It never really worked properly for me. So we just leave it at that. Free look. I don't use free look nearly as often as I should. I don't like that it's set to mouse wheel down. I would change this if I were you. I'd never figured out what I want to change it to, so I just leave it. Everything else pretty much is normal. Switch tactile device. T left control. Yep, I use that. Let's see. This is pretty cool. I'll show you what that is. Check ammo. You are going to use this all the time. So set it to something that you know. All the time you're going to use this. Fire mode, you're going to use that all the time. Check fire mode. This is handy. This is something I don't do very often. This is something I see a lot of people not doing very often, but you should remember this setting. This can save your life in a pinch. Check chamber. This is pretty cool. It's not necessary. You'll get by without ever using this, to be completely honest. Mouse scroll C. So really what this is, it's not mouse scroll and then C. You hold C and scroll. These right here, this is where things get crazy. Overhead blind fire, right side blind fire. Sidestep right, sidestep left. You will use these. If you don't, you can still get by. I got by my first wipe without ever using these, and it was just fine. But you will definitely see me use these, and I will get some pretty nice kills with them. Let's see. This is interesting. You can pull your knife out if you press V, and then you can, left click, right click to use it. Or you can double click V, and it'll pull it out, hit whatever's in front of you, and then pull your gun back out. Let's see. Slots. Those are all good. Page up, page down for scope elevation. I know people that use this all the time. And I know people like me who almost never use it. And it's just fine. So it's up to you. You will get a feel for where shots are landing. I've never used this icons toggle. I didn't even know this was a thing. So we'll have to see what that is. Discard, delete. I have this bound on my mouse as well, so I will not be reaching across my keyboard and hitting the delete button in the middle of a raid. I usually just press the button on my mouse. Hold breath. I set this to the left alt, which is the same button as my walk. I know some people have it set differently. I like it like this because usually when I'm going to take a shot and I need to hold breath, I'm sitting still, so I don't need to worry about my walk button anyway. Good setting. These are my mouse settings. I mess with these all the time. Right now, I think it's actually supposed to be like something like this. And I'm not sure. We'll mess with it. Oh, there you go. There's the music. So let's take a look at our character. So we spawn in alpha container 2x2. Some people will have a bigger one. Some people will have a smaller one. Alpha container is a 2x2, beta container is a 3x2, gamma container is a 3x3, epsilon container is a 4x2, and the kappa container, which is endgame, literally you have to beat the game to get it, is a 4x4, if I believe. Yeah, I think so. So we start off with 300,000 rubles. All your money is up here in the top right, but it is also a physical item in your stash. The ammo, we'll take that out for now. It's a big rig. We don't really need that. Take that off. So this is a rig. You know, you can see I can either have it here, see it, or I can double click on it, see. The other thing you can do is you can right click. You have all these options. Inspect. So you can literally take a look at what it looks like. This is okay. It's more handy for like ammo. You can see, oh, black tip. Oh, black tip. Things like that. So you can quickly tell. Because normally in a raid you will not be able to tell what these are without either pulling a bullet out of the magazine or picking up the gun that had the magazine in it and checking the ammo. You can see all these pistols here. We have pistol magazines. These magazines go with the PMs. It's kind of self-intuitive, you know, PM. Ammo is going to be a little hard. It's hard to tell what takes what. But you can pretty much figure it out, you know. If you double click on it, you can see 9x18 PM. Double click on the round, oh, 9x18 PM. So you can tell what gun takes what. Magazine for the AK that's in my inventory right now. Water and food are going to be way bigger than you think they are. Some people don't pay attention to it at all. Some people, it's their main focus. You'll get a feel. You'll die a few times from not eating and not drinking, and you'll quickly realize what you're supposed to be doing. Medicine. And these aren't even the meds that you're probably going to be using most of the time. So this is a standard stash. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So we got a 10 by 28 stash. This is the smallest stash in the game. It used to be smaller. It is now bigger. Which is great. So, one of the first things I recommend doing in this game, don't bring, like, anything with you. If anything, throw a pistol, maybe a magazine. I was going to bring some ammo. I'm actually thinking against it. Bring some meds. Splints. Splints are so cheap, so just bring them with you. This should be pretty close to your first layout or loadout. You can check all these other tabs. You see this is my character. There's different clothes in the game. This is how you change them. These are all your stats. So we've been online for 30 hours. I think this is my total period I've played on this account. And not this wipe. This is literally total. Account lifetime. I have 21 minutes on this account specifically. In this wipe. Here's what we were just on. Health, you'll be on the screen quite a bit, taking a look at what's going on with your character, your total health, all your limbs. Skills. This is something that's important, but you probably won't come here very often unless you are trying to level a skill, particularly. Mastering is for different guns. We have nothing mastered right now, so it's empty. Maps are not really important. Tasks, you'll be in the screen a lot. It's cool to use the notes tab. Quest items, you'll use this quite a bit. But yeah. Next tab we're going to go to is the trading. These are all the traders in the game currently. And then we have the flea market, which is the player traders, basically. We'll use this later on. You have to be level 10 to unlock it. Auctions is not in the game yet. So, first guy, Prapper. You'll probably be dealing with him quite a bit. He's going to have a lot of things like ammo, attachments, specific guns, different things. I don't think he ever has any like meds or anything. I don't remember. But one of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on these blacked out items, and you're going to want to examine them. Every single one is going to give you experience in the lower right hand corner. That's going to help you level. Also, when you're in a raid, it's going to help you know what these are. So you're just going to have to go through, right click, examine. One of the other things you can do is you can click down the middle mouse button, and middle mouse button will also examine them without having to pull up the context menu. So really what you should do with every trader is go through and just do this on every single one. See what they have. These are quest items. You'll use these for quests. This is a great handguard early game. We can't use it right now, but we will. This gun, amazing early game. This gun's okay. I personally like it. A lot of people don't, though. AKMs, you can also trade. So you can see, like, this takes money. Takes rubles. You can also trade items. So you can get an AKM. Which this would not be a terrible trade, because I don't personally use these cans of beef stew for food. I usually use them in a task, and you can't even use these ones for a task. So it's however you like to play it. But as you can see, I went through, I made sure I've got all these. We should look for batteries if we can during our raids, because this is a great early game gun. Personally, I hate it. I gripe about the Mosin all the time. I wish it was not an early access gun. I wish it was a higher level gun. Because you can see I can buy this for 45,000, and usually this will one-tap people. It's pretty nasty. But we'll talk about the different kinds of guns later on. Sell tab. So you can still see all the items in the buy tab, but basically if you want to sell something, you drag a gun in. You can drag ammo. Anything that's highlighted. You see these are not highlighted. That means we cannot sell them to this trader. Right click will take it out. You can also control left click to throw it in. Alternatively, if you are in your character screen, which you can either get to by going back like this, or you can click down here on the character screen, take you right there. You can also alt left click, and as I say that, it's not working. Oh, because you can't. What alt left click does is, if it's an item your character can wear or use in their hands, it'll throw it on. So I just alt left click that, alt left click this, alt left click the gun, control clicking to take it out of my inventory. So we can also go back to the traders this way, and I'm just going to go through every single one and examine what we know and what we don't know. You can see we can buy food, meds from therapist. This is good. Fence he's an interesting guy. So basically what happens with Fence is anybody in the game can sell items to Fence. He'll take anything. So you can see there's nothing grayed out of my inventory. He will take anything. You can click in here, check, see new items. So he literally will sell anything that the community sells to him. There's keys, there's guns, broken down guns. There's just a whole bunch of different stuff that he can have. Alright, so I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to explain what every trader does, and then I'll go back and I'll examine all these so that we know what's going on. Every time you click into Fence, he'll have new stuff because he has to update. You can also click this refresh arrow when it's available. It just doesn't always work. Excuse me. So, on to Skier. Skier is another just low-level trader. Usually has some pretty okay weapons. In this case, he only has the Taz, which I personally don't like the Taz. I never use it. I know some people who have, who do pretty well with it, especially for a gun that's only 8,000 rubles. Excuse me, I just need to drink some water or something. Peacekeeper, this is your American trader. Or rather the UN trader, United Nations. So he's got a lot of Americanized weapons and a lot of different other weapons that a lot of the other traders don't sell or use. He also deals in US dollars. Mechanic. This guy is another trader. He's a lot of barter trades instead of buying for money. So you can see, like in this top left corner, this is all barter trades. And you can just click on them to see what they are. This one is a gun that you can actually buy. It's 14,000, Glock 17. It's a pretty good early game gun. He also sells, guns, a little bit of ammunition, trades for grenades, just quite a bit of stuff. Let's see, Ragman. Ragman is your clothing vendor. He is the one who will sell you helmets. He is the one who will sell you armor. He is the one who will sell you rigs, or like magazines. He'll also sell you backpacks, and just other clothing items as well that don't have armor value. So like glasses, balaclavas, you can get some hats. Personally, I like to wear the hats. I think they look cool. Headphones. These help gearing certain things while in raid. I'll go over which ones are my favorite when I start unlocking some more, because right now I only have these ones, and these ones are good, but I like them more for indoor raids. Armbands, these are more for teammates, trying to keep track of each other. Oh, I see you've got a yellow armband. We must be on the same team. Is that you over by the train? Yes, that's me over by the train with the yellow armband. Crazy. So, pretty good trader. You want to level this guy pretty much first. Then we get to Jaeger. So Jaeger is locked, and we have no clue how to unlock him. So for now, he is a mystery. We do not know anything about him. You can kind of see underneath each trader, they have this 0.00. Depending on what version of the game you have, this number can change from when you start. You also see a timer next to each one. This timer is when this trader will refresh. So this refresh will happen in 55 minutes. Basically, if this trader has an item in here, we'll say this site, you can only buy a max of 4 every restock. So once you've hit your limit of 4, you have to wait for these 55 minutes. Timer is also here to go down. And then once it gets down, it refreshes. You can buy all 4 of these again, whatever you would like to do. One thing that they may bring back in the game that they don't right now have is money values. Traders used to run out of money. They straight up used to run out. You couldn't sell items to them. You basically had to buy and this was community run as well. So community basically had to buy and sell, and they took it out because people were complaining that they couldn't buy or sell certain weapons, guns, ammunition, whatever. The next thing that is important is right here, which is also over here. So you can see our current attitude, is we are level 1. We have a level 1 trader. This is our reputation with him. We are currently at 0. And we have spent 0 rubles with him. So if I just do this, like I know I'm going to use this eventually, if I just buy this, you can see I spent 1.4k rubles with him. So 1,400 rubles roughly, 1,402. I need to spend 750,000 to get my next loyalty level. I also, to get him to level 2, I also need to be level 15 and have a reputation of 0.2. So we got some work to do, because we want to raise as many trader levels as possible. When you raise trader levels, you gain more items that you can buy. You can see right here it's grayed out. And the way that we raise our reputation with them is we come over to the task tab and we do their tasks. So really what you want to do is you want to go through, accept every task at the beginning. So we need to kill 5 scavs at customs, hand over 2 MP133 shotguns. So we're definitely going to go and start getting that done. Let's go to therapist, accept hers. We need to find 5 Salua kits and hand over 5 Salua kits. The cool thing about this is you unlock all these things down here. So you get 500 experience, 0.07 therapist reputation levels. You get 10,000 rubles, 4 analogen painkillers, 4 AI2 medkits, and 4 immobilizing splints. Those are important for later. I'll show you how that works after we start doing some tasks. Skier has a task. We have to be level 5 to unlock it. So time to start leveling. Peacekeeper, no tasks. So, nothing we can do there. Mechanic, task, we have to be level 5. Fragman, tasks, we have to be level 15. So, looks like we're starting on Prepper and Therapist. Real quick, I'm going to go through, I'm going to just examine all of these items on every trader. I'll probably go through fence a few times and just examine, leave, go back in, examine. Just to make sure I have a lot of things examined, because I don't like finding them in raid. A lot of times you can't interact with things unless you examine them in raid. and that can get you killed. So I just like to have everything cleared up. So I'm gonna get that done, and I'll be right back with you once that's done. So actually taking a look at it, we've spent a lot of time going over just the main menu of the game and like different options and things. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to release 2 videos at the same time. I'll release this video, which is going to be mainly an intro video and starting out, and then the next video will be more action. It'll be actual raids, and questing and different things. So make sure you stay tuned for the next one. It should be out at the same time, so I will try and make it so that it just kind of is next in the playlist. If you keep watching the playlist, you can go right on to the next one. But thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I do hope you have a good time starting off in Tarkov, and I hope that I am able to help you out in understanding some of the basic things in Tarkov.